When life feels stagnant, when you've labored in silence and wondered whether your efforts will ever meet their reward, remember this: when God is on the verge of giving you something big, there often come signs, subtle, stirring whispers that hint at a transformation poised to break through. These signs may not appear like fireworks or sudden miracles. They are quieter, slower, sometimes mystical, but they are unmistakable to the heart that's watching, the soul that's alert. Allow me to lead you through 7 of those signs and let your spirit rise in hope. May what you see kindle faith and reignite your belief that something magnificent lies just ahead. You may not realize it yet, but God is preparing you. He is shaping your heart, refining your character, and arranging circumstances behind the veil so that when the moment comes, you will receive a gift far greater than what you had dared to ask. The 7 signs that follow are not guarantees, but guiding lights. They are indicators, road signs whispering, "Be ready, the blessing is near."
Yes.
A season of silence and waiting. One of the most powerful signs is a season where God seems silent. No thunder, no voices, no clear answers. You may feel abandoned, left in limbo, or stuck in a waiting room with no clock on the wall. This season is brutal, yet deeply purposeful. In that silence, God is teaching you patience, trust, humility, and the art of reliance. It is often in the quiet that God's greatest work is done. Imagine a seed buried underground. It doesn't scream or demand its growth. It rests, it draws nutrients, it strengthens its roots, even though it may feel lost in the dark. Then one morning it bursts upward, reaching for the sun. So it is with your season of waiting. You do not see the roots going down, the inner transformations, the resilience being forged. But God sees. He knows that you must lean less on your own strength and more on His. Therefore, don't despise this season. Don't flee from it in panic. Embrace it. Use it to pray more earnestly, to purge what is not of God, to detox from distractions, to shed illusions, and to align your desires with His will. In this silence lies your preparation. And a new chapter is about to open. Do not despise this season of confusion, just as a seed disappears into the soil before it breaks forth into life. Doors that close softly, softly. Often before a great blessing comes, certain doors begin to close. These might be relationships that fade, opportunities that no longer feel aligned, positions you leave or that are taken from you. But the closing is not loud or dramatic. It is gentle. It happens through subtle shifts, misalignment, exhaustion, discomfort. When a door closes, it doesn't always come with a giant sign that says, "This is over." Rather, you begin to feel a nudge in another direction. You lose passion for that job. Conversations grow stale. The environment becomes stifling. You sense it's time to go. Don't resist those door closings. Many people cling to what is familiar, even if mediocre, rather than stepping into unknown promise. But God is arranging things. He is closing what cannot carry the weight of the next chapter, making way for rooms and gates suited to the gift He plans. Let go with gratitude. Do not curse what is ending. Rather, thank God for the lessons, speak peace over those transitions, and keep your spirit open to the nudges of new paths. 3. A growing disquiet. Unease with the status quo. The third sign is an internal discomfort with staying where you are. Even if your life seems good on the surface, you begin to feel restless, unsettled, dissatisfied. Perhaps you used to feel content, but now there's a low hum of yearning in your spirit, a hunger that does not want to be ignored. This disquiet is God's whisper in your heart, saying there is more. You sense that the old patterns won't satisfy your soul anymore. What used to be enough doesn't feel like enough. Maybe you outgrow relationships, routines, dreams you once clung to. You feel drawn towards something bigger, something grander than your current vision. When you feel this stirring, take it seriously. Don't smother it. Don't dull it with distraction or rationalization. Pray into it. Let it push you to assess whether your life reflects what God planted inside you. If your heart is waking up, that is a signal that God is preparing to pivot you into deeper calling.
Come to me, you wake.
Divine encounters in the everyday. A fourth sign is that God begins to meet you in the ordinary. He sends small miracles, doors open in unlikely places, coincidences charged with meaning, whispers in prayer, dreams that speak, encounters with people who carry a word exactly when you need it. The supernatural begins to seep through the cracks of your daily life. You might miss them if you are not listening. A stranger speaks a phrase that shakes your spirit. You hear a song on the radio that is exactly what you needed. A message sent to your inbox, feels divinely orchestrated. You read a book, open a verse, or pass by a billboard that sermons to the depth of your soul. These divine encounters prime your spirit. They are like gentle taps, reminders that the miraculous is not far away. God is saying, I am near. Look, I am weaving. Let your faith stir. Let your eyes awaken to the unseen. When you see these everyday miracles, pause, thank God, write them down, create a spiritual diary. When the fullness of the promise comes, you'll look back and see the trail of breadcrumbs that led you there, and you'll stand amazed at how faithfully He moved even in the small. Increased testings, trials that strengthen. The road towards significant blessing is rarely free of resistance. A fifth sign is that challenges intensify, not as punishment, but as preparation. You may face tests of faith, financial hardship, storms in relationships, spiritual attacks. You will find yourself battling doubt, fear, temptation. But each trial is calibrated to sharpen your character, cultivate perseverance, and force you to rely on God rather than your own crutches. You may feel like giving up, but know this: God rarely offers you anything strong enough until you have tested your weight. Imagine a goldsmith testing metal by fire. The flame refines, it removes impurities, and it strengthens durability. So it is with your soul under pressure. Some parts will burn away, your rough edges will be smooth, your capacity to endure and trust will expand. When you walk through those fires, speak out loud, I will not let go of God. I will not abandon hope. I will lift my eyes to the hills, and from there my help comes. You will get scorch marks, but not burns that consume you. Your scars will become emblems of victory, your endurance part of the testimony you share. 6. A widening of vision. Bigger dreams begin to stir. A sixth sign is that your vision begins to expand. What once satisfied you now seems too small. Your awareness of your purpose widens. You begin to see not just your life, but your impact. Not just survival, but legacy. You sense doors in places you never thought to visit. Your goals grow, your faith grows. You may start dreaming in colors you never knew. You might catch glimpses of potential, ministries, projects, influencing, reaching, creating. The dream might scare you because it's bigger than your capacity feels. That's okay. God gives vision first and then equips you to match it. Pay attention to these stirrings. Do not shrink back. Write down what you see, even if it looks impossible. Speak it aloud. Share it with trusted allies who will believe alongside you. Form declarations, prayers, journal entries. Build faith around those budding dreams. This widening of vision is God pointing you toward what He is about to give you. A deep, unmistakable peace amid uncertainty. Finally, when God is about to give you something big, you will find peace in the storm. Amid uncertainty, confusion, lack, and unanswered questions, there arises in your spirit a sort of calm that defies circumstance. A quiet assurance that whatever comes, God is enough. Whatever falls away, He is building something new. Whatever seems lost, He is working in hidden ways. This peace is not complacence. It doesn't deny challenges or risks. Rather, it anchors you. It roots you in trust. Even when the wind rages, it gives you courage to step forward, even on shaky ground. It keeps your heart from caving in under pressure. When you sense this peace, do not discount it. Recognize it as a gift, as a divine hallmark that says, rest, I am doing. Let it hold you steady. Let it guide decisions. Even if the road remains unclear, let your heart know that you are being held. These 7 signs, silence and waiting, soft door closings, internal disquiet, everyday divine encounters, intensified testing, expanded vision, deep peace, are not roadmap guarantees but spiritual nods. They are not always chronological. Sometimes they overlap or come in different orders. But if you begin to notice more than one of these in your life, be attentive. You are moving toward the threshold of something greater. Now, as your heart hears this, I want you to do something. Allow it to stir faith within you. I want you to breathe in deeply and say, I believe, I trust, I wait. You may not see the full picture yet. You may not know exactly how the blessing will come or when. You may question if you are ready, if you are worthy, if the promise is real. That tension between what you are hoping for and what your reality looks like, that tension is the space in which God works. Let me speak to you about waiting, not passive waiting, but active expectancy. During your silence, do not curl in despair. Rise each day putting one foot forward, pray, read scripture, seek community, grow in integrity, serve the people around you, use the gifts you have even before the larger ones arrive. The preparation time is your launch pad. The faith you exercise now in small steps, in ordinary faithfulness, becomes the engine for that grander blessing. When doors close, walk out. Don't stay in places that drain your soul. Forgive where needed. Let relationships release you if they become chains. Say no to things that distract you from the path ahead. Be bold enough to choose what is aligned with the whispers in your heart. When the disquiet roars, don't numb it. Ask, what is God stirring in me? Meditate, write, seek spiritual counsel. Let that unrest sift what no longer belongs in your life. Let it push you toward clarity. When divine encounters begin, keep your eyes open. Listen with your spirit. Notice the synchronicities. Write them down. Offer gratitude. Let these signs fuel your trust that God is near and active. When testing intensifies, lean in. Speak truth to fear. Remember every prior victory. Think of times God showed up before, perhaps in smaller ways. Let the echoes bolster your confidence. Don't bargain with God. Stay surrendered. Let your suffering become ministry. Your journey fuel for others. When vision widens, dream big. Don't discard what comes to you. Begin mapping what more feels like. Educate yourself. Prepare your heart, your finances, your network. Build spiritual muscles to carry that vision. If the vision scares you, that is a good sign you're touching something beyond your comfort zone. When peace settles, anchor in it. Return to it often. Let it guard your heart from anxiety. When discouragement tries to speak louder, return to that peace and let it silence doubt. Speak it out. Though I walk through the valley, I will not fear. God is with me. And all the while, remember the one who gives. He is faithful. He is good. He sees you. He delights in you. He holds your tears. He hears your prayers. He knows your desires even before you speak them. He is arranging the details you cannot see. Let me share a metaphor that may help you see how God works in these seasons. Envision a master sculptor. He selects a block of marble. To onlookers, it appears rough, shapeless, insignificant. But inside, the sculptor sees a beautiful form. Over time, he chips away what is unnecessary. Chips, knocks, scrapes, cleans, polishes, hollows. The process is messy, sometimes painful. But the artist never abandons the work. He has a vision from the start. When the form is revealed, it stands beautiful, purposeful, powerful. You are that marble. You may feel raw. You may see flaws. Some edges are jagged, some parts brittle. But God sees the masterpiece. He is chiseling where you need to be refined, polishing where you need shine. He is breathing purpose deep into your core, molding you into what He destined you to be. The process may be long, it may hurt, but the outcome will bless more than you ever imagined. So when God is about to grant you something big, you will feel these 7 signs: the silence, the closings, the stirring, the divine touches, the testing, the vision, the peace. Some days you'll miss them, dismiss them, fight them. Others you'll lean into them with trembling faith. But do not lose hope. Do not abandon your journey. Do not harden your heart. I want you now to imagine the blessing already in your hands. Picture what your life will be when it arrives. See yourself walking in it, not overwhelmed but anchored, humble, full of gratitude. Let that vision nurture your soul when the days grow dark. Let it be the torch you carry forward. Below are a few declarations you can speak over yourself to align your heart with God's movement. I trust in God's perfect timing. Even when it seems delayed, I believe it is never denied. I release the old with gratitude and step into what He is preparing. I will walk faithfully in this season, whatever it looks like. I keep my eyes alert for divine encounters. I will not despise the testing, for I know God is refining me. I will dream boldly according to His leading. I will rest in His peace even in uncertainty. I choose faith, not fear. I believe that God is about to do something magnificent in me and through me. Dear friend, the promise is close. Don't stunt God's work with your doubt. Don't abort His plan by descending into fear. Stay connected to the one who called you. Let prayer and humility be your practice. Keep your heart soft, be teachable, keep your faith awake. As you wait, purposeful, expectant, believe this: the drought will end, the breakthrough will come, the harvest will burst forth, the gift you receive will surpass your dreams. Your silence is not wasted. Your tears are not unnoticed. Your sacrifices are not forgotten. The God who watches the sparrow watches you. He delights over you. He smiles at your perseverance. He is mobilizing forces in realms you cannot see. You may not yet see the full canvas, but He paints in layers. One day, from the vantage of your blessing, you will look back and see how every sign led you home. You will see that the timing was perfect, though you could not feel it then. You will see that the gift was tailored, not generic. You will see that the waiting was a womb, birthing strength, clarity, depth, maturity. So hold on. Press into God. Keep walking step by step. Keep praying. Keep believing. Keep being faithful in the small things. Let your heart whisper, "Here I am, do what you will." And as you say that, know this, your something big is coming. You are not alone. You are seen. You are being formed. You are walking toward what God has ordained. Let faith rise. Let courage stir. Let your eyes be open to the signs. A beautiful, glorious turning is about to unfold. And you will emerge into your season of overflow with a testimony strong enough to carry others. There are moments in life when everything seems uncertain, when your prayers feel unanswered, when you're doing all the right things but nothing seems to be changing. But what if I told you that this might not be a sign of delay or denial, but a divine setup? What if you're standing on the edge of something big, something only God could orchestrate? Often before God gives you something significant, there are subtle, powerful signs that begin to appear in your life. You may not recognize them at first, but if you listen with your heart and trust the process, you'll see that God is preparing to do something beyond your imagination. One of the first signs is silence. A deep, unfamiliar silence where it feels like God is distant, where your prayers seem to echo into nothing. This silence is not abandonment, it's preparation. God is quiet because He's working. Just like a teacher is silent during the test, God is watching to see if you will hold on to faith when you don't feel anything. In that silence, He is stretching your patience, deepening your trust, and sharpening your vision. It's in the quiet that you develop the strength to carry the weight of the blessing to come. Then come the closed doors. Opportunities that once made sense no longer work. People you depended on walk away. Plans fall through, and while it hurts, these closed doors are actually a blessing. They are God's way of redirecting you, of protecting you from lesser things so He can make room for what's better. It might not feel like it now, but sometimes rejection is God's redirection. You'll also notice a strange discomfort with where you are. Even if everything looks fine on the outside, you'll feel restless. The things that used to satisfy you will start to feel empty. That's not depression or confusion, it's a holy discomfort. God is stirring your spirit, making you uncomfortable with staying small. He's waking you up to your greater purpose, calling you to stretch, to grow, and to believe for more. And then, in the midst of this discomfort, something beautiful starts to happen. You begin to experience divine encounters. Little things, unexpected conversations, a message you weren't supposed to hear, a song at the perfect moment, speak directly to your situation. It's as if God is leaving you breadcrumbs to follow, whispering, "Keep going, I'm still with you." These moments aren't random. They are signs that heaven is aligning things in your favor. But right when you start to believe, things may get harder. The battle intensifies. You face resistance, delays, and discouragement. You begin to wonder if you're really on the right path. Don't panic. This is the enemy's last effort to stop what God is about to do. The pressure you feel is not a sign of failure. It's confirmation that you're on the verge of breakthrough. God often allows these trials to build your endurance so you can carry the blessing without it crushing you. As you keep going, your dreams begin to expand. You start thinking bigger, believing bolder, and seeing possibilities you never considered before. This isn't wishful thinking, it's divine vision. God is enlarging your territory, preparing your heart for what's to come. What once seemed impossible starts to feel within reach. And then in the chaos, in the middle of it all, comes peace. A peace that doesn't make sense. A peace that says, God's got this. That peace is your confirmation. You may not have the answer yet, but your spirit knows something is shifting. You don't have to figure it all out. You just have to stay faithful. Because when God is about to give you something big, He always prepares your heart first. So if you're seeing these signs, don't give up. Don't shrink back. God is setting the stage. The blessing is closer than you think. Stay ready. Stay faithful. Something big is coming. Exactly. Closed doors often feel painful and confusing in the moment, but they are some of the clearest signs that God is moving on your behalf. When something begins to fall away, whether it's a job, a friendship, a plan you were once passionate about, it's natural to feel fear or grief. But if you look closely, you'll often see that those things are no longer aligned with who you are becoming. What once served your growth may now be limiting it. God knows the full picture of your life, and sometimes His greatest act of love is removing what we thought we needed so He can make space for what we truly do. A closed door is not a rejection, it's redirection. It's a sacred shift. If everything stayed the same, you would never move forward. Closed doors are often God's way of protecting you from something that looks good but isn't best. They save you from unnecessary detours and prepare you for divine appointments. What seems like loss in one season often becomes gain in the next. So when you face a closed door, don't fight it. Bless it. Trust that if God allowed it to shut, He has already prepared something greater that aligns with your purpose and future. Let go with grace, walk forward in faith, and keep your spirit open. Your next opportunity may be closer than you think. That deep inner restlessness you feel, the kind that keeps you awake at night, wondering if your life is meant for something more, is not something to ignore or fear. It's not a sign that you're failing or ungrateful. In fact, it's often one of the clearest signs that God is preparing you for a higher calling. When your spirit starts to feel unsettled in places where you once felt comfortable, it's usually because you've outgrown that level of living. Your soul knows there's more, and God is beginning to call you into it. This internal stirring is divine. It's God disrupting your comfort zone because He never created you to settle. You weren't made to live a small, predictable life. You were made to live a purposeful, powerful life that impacts others and reflects the fullness of who God created you to be. And sometimes, the only way to get you moving toward that higher calling is to allow you to feel unsatisfied with where you are. You may find yourself longing for deeper meaning, greater connection, or more alignment with your gifts. You may start to feel like you're meant to create, lead, serve, or build something new, even if you don't know exactly what it is yet. That's okay. The restlessness is the seed. Purpose will grow from it. So instead of resisting it or numbing it with distractions, lean into it. Ask God, what are you trying to show me through this? Be open to His leading. Your higher calling is already pulling on your heart for a reason. God is not trying to frustrate you, He's trying to awaken you. Let that stirring move you forward. You're not stuck, you're being summoned into something greater. When you're on the verge of something big, you'll begin to notice the extraordinary within the ordinary. Things you once brushed off as coincidence will suddenly feel too timely, too personal, too intentional. That's not luck. It's alignment. It's divine orchestration. It's God gently and consistently whispering, I see you, I'm guiding you, don't give up. You might hear a stranger speak words that echo exactly what you've been praying about. You may open a book or scroll past a quote that feels tailor-made for your situation. A sermon, a song, a phone call at just the right moment. It all seems random, but your spirit knows better. These aren't accidents. These are signs. They are reminders that heaven is near and that you're not walking this road alone. These everyday miracles are God's way of keeping your faith alive in the waiting. They are mile markers on your journey, confirming that even when you don't see the full picture, He's guiding every step. Sometimes they're subtle. Other times they stop you in your tracks. But they all carry the same message. Something is shifting in your favor. When these signs begin to multiply, it's because you're aligning spiritually, emotionally, even physically with your calling. Your heart is more sensitive. Your prayers are more focused. Your spirit is more tuned into the frequency of God's voice. And because of that, you start to recognize His fingerprints on things you once overlooked. Pay attention to these moments. Write them down. Celebrate them. Let them build your hope and deepen your trust. The more you notice, the more you'll receive. God is not silent. He's speaking through the very fabric of your everyday life because you're closer than you think to the breakthrough you've been praying for. When God is about to release something big into your life, don't be surprised if things start to get harder instead of easier. This is one of the most misunderstood but powerful signs that you're on the brink of a breakthrough. The trials begin to increase, the pressure intensifies, the spiritual battles feel relentless. But these challenges are not a sign that you're doing something wrong. They are confirmation that you are getting closer to something deeply significant. Think of it like the final stretch of a long race. The finish line may be near, but it's also where your body aches the most, where your energy feels drained, and where your mind starts to question whether you can make it. That's what spiritual testing feels like just before the blessing arrives. It's not meant to break you, it's meant to build your endurance. God allows these trials because He's strengthening you for what's ahead. Every great blessing carries weight, influence, purpose, responsibility, and impact all require inner resilience. If you receive the blessing before your character is ready, it could overwhelm you or be short-lived. So God, in His wisdom, uses testing as preparation. He refines your patience, humbles your ego, deepens your trust, and burns away the things that can't go with you into your next season. You may feel like everything is falling apart, but in reality, things are falling into place, just not the way you expected. The closed doors, the betrayals, the delays, the disappointments, all of it is part of your training ground. Every time you choose to trust God instead of giving into fear, every time you keep moving forward when it would be easier to quit, you are building spiritual muscle. And that endurance is exactly what you'll need when the blessing finally arrives. So don't let the intensity of the battle make you doubt the promise. Let it remind you that the enemy fights hardest when you're closest to the breakthrough. God isn't punishing you, He's preparing you. The pressure you feel now is stretching you so that you can stand tall and strong in the place He's about to take you. Keep your head up. The blessing will be worth every battle you had to face to receive it. There comes a moment often when everything around you feels uncertain, when a calm settles over your heart in a way that makes no sense to the mind. It's not because the storm is over. It's not because every question has been answered or every prayer fulfilled. It's something deeper, quieter, and far more powerful. It is peace. Not the peace the world offers, temporary and dependent on circumstances, but the kind that only God can give. A peace that passes understanding. A peace that holds you steady when everything else feels like it's falling apart. When you're on the verge of a major breakthrough, this peace shows up as one of the clearest signs that God is near. It's the stillness in your soul that says, I don't know how, but I know He will. It's the voice in your spirit that whispers, God's hand is in this. Even when doors remain closed, even when answers are delayed, you feel grounded. Not because everything is okay, but because you trust that it will be. That kind of peace isn't something you can fake. It's not denial or detachment. It's not you giving up on caring. It's you surrendering control. It's the result of letting go of anxiety and trusting that what God is doing behind the scenes is far greater than anything you can see in the moment. It's knowing deep in your bones that He is faithful, that He hasn't forgotten you, and that what He started, He will finish. Peace becomes your anchor in the chaos. It stabilizes your heart while the winds of change blow around you. It keeps you from reacting out of fear, making rush decisions, or abandoning your journey too soon. It reminds you that just because you don't see progress doesn't mean progress isn't happening. Just because the answer hasn't come doesn't mean it isn't on the way. And here's the beautiful truth. Peace is often the final sign before the breakthrough. Right before the blessing manifests, God quiets your heart. He settles you so that when the door opens, you won't walk through it in panic or desperation. You'll walk through it with confidence, faith, and gratitude. You'll know it wasn't your striving that got you there. It was His grace. So when that unshakable peace fills you, hold on to it. Let it guide your steps. Let it guard your thoughts. Don't rush it or question it. Simply rest in it. That peace is God's assurance that you're exactly where you need to be. It's His way of saying, you're closer than you think. Trust me, I've got this.